Very good morning. Mr. Amitabh Kant, Secretary, Department of Industry Policy and Promotion, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Pierre Besset, President Airbus Group, India. Mrs. Misika, Head of Policy Division with OECD. Distinguished delegates, speakers in the next sessions, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of CII and the Indian industry, it's my privilege to welcome you all this morning on the Emerging Market Network meeting linking India to global production networks. A special word of welcome to you, Mr. Kant, the architect of a visionary policy, I would say rather a mission of Make in India, a mega and a critical mission if India is to aspire to be anywhere near the global manufacturing hub that we all aspire for. Today, the Indian industry is possibly at a defining moment and may easily be called transformational. It's poised to traverse upward trajectory in the globalized business environment. In an environment where products and services are more globalized today than ever before. In the last few decades, governments and businesses have been a part of far-reaching economic transformation which have been a part of and which has made possible the advances in information technology and communication, and also added with the transportation technology has proliferated the international production arrangement. The global supply chains today are real and are actually redesigning the economic and political landscape in very fundamental ways. Advances in technology and enabling environment have allowed businesses to internationalize their processes across geographies in order to increase efficiencies, lower cost, and speed to market. Given a free market condition, the businesses today look to add value in production wherever the markets most economically make sense to do. Indeed, this is a key element for corporate competitiveness. Governments too have recognized this, that participating in the global value chains will bring value, opportunity, and create jobs in their economic growth, and thus foster enabling policy framework. Further, initially driven by the MNCs with exposures to various markets and geographies, it's an imperative to optimize the value chain. Today, the value chains have converted themselves into networks. And I say networks because they're not linear anymore, whether it be information or material. In fact, production in goods and services are increasingly fragmented and spread out across so-called the global village. To quote former DG of WTO, Pascal Lamy, the concept of country of origin of goods has gradually become obsolete as various operations from design to manufacturing of components and assembly have spread across the world, creating international supply chains. Thus, more and more products are being termed as made in the world. Being from the auto component sector, we are living it by the day. We see how the networks get operated, and we have to keep pace with that in many ways. I'm sure Mr. Besset too would be living this phenomenon. Thus today, more than 60% of the globally manufactured and imports are intermediate products. Levels of trade in intermediates indicate the deepening of global value chains. India's participation in the global value chain is marginal, although growing steadily. It is, according to OECD, the latest available data, the Indian foreign value added in the exports is now nearly 22%, which has gone up nearly 10% over the last 10 years. The Mission Mode program of Make in India recognizes this in a very, very clear manner. And if I may quote you, Mr. Kant, that this program is not restrictive in any which way, but collaborative. Thus, the value network of Make in India can operate in any part of the value chain, whether it be research, development, product development, or manufacturing, or even maintenance and repairs. Further, under our visionary leadership of our Prime Minister, there's a thrust on infrastructure and digital technology to make India a preferred destination for not only market, but also for value add. Mr. Kant has taken this mammoth job of doing and setting the agenda for ease of doing business. He has made sure that the states too are competitive in this and soon will come out with a grading system which will show how it all the positive competitiveness of states can actually add a great value to the production networks. The ecosystem would also facilitate and job create the global value chains in the second and third tier suppliers. However, I do need to mention a word of caution that with the economic trends and specifically some of the policies get divergent and get detrimental to the global trade or due to protectionism. This is even done by very developed economies who have been proponents of free trade, free and liberal trade, who are resurrecting barriers either through non-tariff barriers or to tariff barriers as well. I think this issue of reshoring the components and back to get manufacturing back just under the garb of creating jobs is possibly an illusion. While regional trading blocs such as NAFTA, ASEAN took the global value chains and production networks to new heights and exponentially grew the region in economic activity, but the mega blocs, which now we see in terms of TTIP and TPP, will challenge the production networks some more, specifically as the industry today is further in a transformational mode of looking at disruptive technologies such as Industry 4.0. In this aspect, the response to businesses need to be considered as to how they are going to operate and how the countries too, like India, are going to be associated with these mega blocs. The role of CII and OECD has been to partner to raise industry voice for policy attention, and we have partnered in numerous programs. In February this year, OECD jointly with CII hosted a policy dialogue on innovation and inclusive growth. CII also partnered OECD to organize workshops in innovative effort for universal quality education. And this is a continued effort. This journey doesn't end here. We go forth and look for this fruitful partnership ahead. Thank you for your attention.